Yes, I can.
Okay, please use the chat room. Okay. All right, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. So we are starting, and it's amazing to have you all here. Please, anyone who has not joined in from your GSAC, tell them to do so. Okay, I don't intend to keep the section so longer than what I've planned. All right, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for joining. So we are going to be talking about volunteerism and sharing impactful stories of influence. How many of us have heard of the term volunteering before? I'm sure it's not new to most people. Please interact in the chat room. I love to interact in my sessions. Make it very interactive for me, okay? I promise at the end of this section, you're going to get value. So for you to get value, please help me to help you get value. Okay? How many of us have heard of the word volunteerism before, volunteering? I'm sure most of us volunteer. Some of us are here who don't volunteer. Okay? So whichever category you belong, please, at the end of this section, one or two things are involved. It's either you consider volunteering, or for those who have volunteered and are not active, you start being active, and you start being active in your volunteering. And for those that are just there, or those that are active, you encourage other people to be active. Okay, so whichever category you belong, there's something in for you. All right, so quickly, like I said, ensure to make this very interactive. Okay, so the next thing is, each of these words, what do they mean to you? We have volunteering, impact, influence, storytelling. So these are keywords we'll be hitting on this evening. Are we excited? Can we still hear me? Okay, so I have something to read out to you. Ensure you follow through and ensure you follow through, and at the end of the day, do a reflection whether you fall into this. Okay, so you went to school. Some of you, or most of us, have gone to school. Some of you are still in school, right? Spend 4 years reading, or if you are still in school, you're going to spend 4 or 5 years for that course of study. Okay, you came out with a 2-1, or you came out with a first class. You waited a few months, you began the NYC orientation camp for those who have passed this stage, or you will do so. Okay, you jogged, you ran, you marched, you served as a teacher in a public school. Now a year is almost over. What's happening? It's time for you to job hunt. So you are told to construct a CV. Now, what does the CV feature? It features when you had your SSCE, when you bagged your first degree, and some of you when you even bagged your second degree, and that is on point. That is, and that period, that's all it has to say. It's empty sheet from then on. You joined no groups in school, you competed in no sport, you volunteered for nothing. Okay? You did not campaign for any NGO, you did not lead any initiative, you did not start any business. You're just living a flat, asymptotic life, clean, cold, pulseless, dead. These are the kind of life some people are living. Then you say they did not pick you for the job because there's too much competition. Okay, that's right. You knew that before you graduated, judging by how many people were in your final year class, but did nothing about improving your chances. School was supposed to be the place you read, but it was supposed to tell where you will invest your time if books were not in the way. Now, listen, a 2-1, a first class, or whatever class you have, or whatever class you intend to have, does not tell any story about you. Okay? It only tells what your lecturers felt about your grade. If you're still with me, please go and type in a 2-1 doesn't tell any story about you. You can say that also in the general group for those who are not on this call. And for our YouTube listeners, we got you. Please, I think it's streaming live on YouTube. It's streaming live on YouTube. Ensure that you join in. If I can get the link, a minute, please. Let me see how to get the link. Oh my God. So please, I want to see our responses. So a 2-1 does not tell any story about you. Quickly go and type that. Quickly go and type that. I hope we're seeing where all these things I'm saying is heading to. Okay, so this is something that was gotten that we read few years back, and we felt like you all should hear this. Okay, so let me quickly share the link. Type it in the general group, type it in the chat room. Let me know you're following, please. I'm quickly trying to get the YouTube link because nobody should tell that, oh, they have a poor network. Okay? All right, I can see only one person has typed on the general page. Okay, so please use the bots on the general group, type it. All right, amazing. So let me continue. A 2-1, a first class doesn't tell any story about you. Are we getting it? It only tells what your lecturers felt about your grades, okay? Right. So they are not your employers and they will not be, scarcely will they be. Many of them will not employ you. Some of them at the end of the day self, maybe you are the one that would employ their sons or their daughters. So now that you want the attention of rich business moguls in titanium spectacles to give you a slot in their empire, what do you now have to say? You'll need to know what kind of risks you took, okay? What kind of ventures you have led, what kind of movement you have joined, the ones you abandoned and the ones you accomplished, okay? So this is the weight your kind of story would carry. So for you that are thinking, what kind of story will I tell? Don't worry, we're getting there. Please stay with me. If you don't have that on your CV, you don't have a CV. If you have younger siblings, don't be merely interested in their grades. Some of you here are like the first or second born in your family. You have younger ones that are looking up to you. So ensure that you tell them. What should you tell them? Tell them to volunteer, okay? It should even start from you. For those of you who are not in the business of volunteering, make them volunteer, let them sell something, let them learn something, let them do something, let them live, okay? Are we getting, if you are getting it, please go and type, let them truly live. Let them truly live. Are we learning? Now, having a blank CV after 4 to 6 years of university education and a year of national youth service is a fatal ill preparedness for the future, okay? So it's not just about having a CV, but if you have a CV and you don't have something to back it up, it's fruitless, okay? So most times when they're asking you to put in for jobs or put in for maybe fellowships and all that, they're going to ask you, what is your experience? So sometimes it's good to have volunteered and that would make you gain experience, be able to share it. So there are times that you will never make up for. One of time is the time you should have truly lived and you didn't. Now, for those of you that might be feeling guilty of all these things we've read, thank God you are here, okay? And I'm excited you are part of this. So it's time for you to change your ways. I'm sure I'm sure most of you would do that. If you are going to do that, let me know. Exactly. Let them truly live. I love the comment. Keep it coming. So now it's time for you to live to fullness, okay? And where you can really live to fullness is in volunteering. So let me get to the nitty-gritty of it. So for those of you that might say, oh, I volunteered before, I'm volunteering, like I said initially, it's for you to tell other people, okay? Engage people more in this, because most fellowships, most jobs, most grants, this volunteering becoming a selling point if you want to secure them. So if you are here and you don't volunteer, let that chapter end this night. Begin to script a new one as soon as possible, as we all know. But this time around, please take notice now, as sustainably as possible. If you are still with me, please go and type that ASAP. I want you to even type it in the general house, as sustainably as possible. This word is something that we'll be using very well in this section. Okay, so let me quickly go on to, okay, what exactly is this volunteering about? Now I have some quotes for you. This quote is going to tell you the what, the how, and the why. Please, can we still hear me? It's going to tell you the what, the why, and the how of volunteering. See this first quote. How many of you have heard of this quote before? How many of you have heard of any of this? If you have heard of it, let me know. You can say the first, the second, or the third one. So I'm trying to run because my time is limited. I don't intend to make this section longer than it is, okay? So now, yeah, as sustainably as possible, amazing. Keep it coming. Now, see the first quote. Volunteers are not paid, but not because they are worthless, but because they are priceless. So some of you will say, oh, what's my gain in it? Why should I volunteer when they are not paying? In fact, why are people even volunteering? What exactly is it? Huh? But see the word Sherry Anderson said, this quote. It's not because they are worthless, but because they are priceless, all right? And now the second one says everyone can be great because anybody can serve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and verb agree to serve. What do you need? A heart full of grace. That's the only thing you need. Please, if you can still hear me, go and type that. a heart full of grace, a soul generated by love. Amazing. So, and the why should you volunteer? Because alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. So now these are the what, how, and why. I've decided to put them in quotes for you to get the concept. Are we still with me, please? For you to get the concept of the what, the how, and the why of volunteering. So let me keep on this, please, a minute. But go and type that. You only need a heart full of grace, a soul generated by love to volunteer. That's like the main thing you need, okay? All right, I can see our comments. Keep them coming. Okay, amazing, amazing, amazing. So now let's go into the principles of volunteerism. Now, from the formal quotes I have talked about, okay, you would have seen that there are some principles embedded in volunteering, and these are I have little time to really discuss very much on this. Personally, I have about 5+ years volunteering professionally, and for me to talk about volunteering is like a very long topic. So this slide, I decided to really break it in a very short, in a simple way so that you can get the nitty-gritty of it, okay? Now, before you even say you want to volunteer, you need to understand why you want to volunteer. And trust me, when you volunteer, there's this purpose that comes in. You're fulfilling purpose. There's the power of purpose that lies in volunteering. You get to ignite passion when, different set of people, diverse people come together. And when they are, causing positive change, what happens? There's a ripple effect that comes with it. And don't think that there are no challenges when volunteering there. I'm still going to talk about it. Okay? So you guys get to overcome the challenges. You volunteers in whatever community, whatever organization you are involved in. Unity and collaboration, yes, very important. Don't say you want to volunteer and you're not willing to cooperate. Now, for example, you guys, you all did your presentations, right? I'm sure there are times when you're like, okay, so person, please work on this thing. It's not just one person that, has to come up with everything for the presentation. It was splitted. And if it wasn't, that means you have given just one person to do something that, 4 or 5 people should do, a team should do. So celebrating success is also a principle, because at the end of the day, you're working to achieve a particular milestone. And when the success comes, everyone gets to share in it, okay? So now to volunteer, you need to give your time, you need to give your skills, you need to think, you need to understand that you are getting nothing in return in terms of money, sorry, okay? It's an unpaid activity. So there's no monetary gain, but trust me, there are benefits. I'm still coming to that shortly. So at the end of this section, at the end of this presentation, I want you to understand how it's very important to volunteer and the profound impact it has had on people and it can have on your own life as an individual. It's going to have on community's life when you share your story. So it's not just about volunteer. Some of you volunteer, but we can't even see it. I'm still coming to that quickly. We can't even see it that you volunteer. So at the end of it, you need to share your story of influence, okay? Your compelling stories of influence. So moving quickly, please, are we getting it? You need to share your stories of influence. So I've already talked about this. So there's one typical goal for every volunteer. They want to make impact in their community, in their environment. They want to make a difference. Now, different volunteers come from different backgrounds, and that's the beauty of it. You're working with different set of people, okay? From different ages, from diverse cultures, tribe, and religion, So it's very beautiful to just interrelate to different people. It's not as if you're announcing yourself always, networking with just one set of people in the whole month. You see yourself, working with different set of people, and I'm sure it's fun. For me, it's fun because I volunteer, and I'm not just a volunteer by mouth, by act, okay? So if you're still with me, can use in the chat room that don't be a volunteer by mouth, but by act, okay? Now let me quickly run us through the step for you that are here, or for you that is just sorry and you are thinking of volunteering but you don't even know how to go about it. I've decided to put this quickly. Okay, can we still hear me? I'm not seeing our comments. Can we still hear? Please confirm if you can still hear me. I said we should type it, please. Don't be a volunteer by what? By mouth, but by heart. Okay, by act, both act and act.
We can hear you, man.
Please, can we still hear me? Sorry about that. Can we still hear me, please? You can hear now. Oh, sorry. I think it's network. Thank you for your responses. I didn't even know. I was just talking.
Okay,
What
I
did you tell
can
us?
hear you.
Okay, please use the chat room. Thank you. I don't know where you heard last, but so that these are the steps, okay? And when you get involved, please be very active. It's not about saying you want to volunteer. Be active in that space and stay committed to it. Stay committed. Remember that volunteering is a flexible experience. So don't think they are coming to tie you to something that would make you. Don't say, "Oh, I don't have so much time." It's just for you to be intentional. That's the truth. No matter what you're doing in life, you can create time out to do the things you love. Okay? If you say you love to volunteer, you have to create time. So it's a flexible experience. It's a place where you can explore different opportunities and your effort will also count. So I have this written down at the end of this slide, which I want you to go and type in the chat room. I love to say this whenever I'm making my presentation. Small acts can cause great impact. If you look at the impact there, you see that there is an act in every impact, okay? And in that small, you see that there's an all in small. So don't feel like it's just a small thing, just little, nothing we can know. Every act counts. Every act counts. You can still hear me. Go and quickly type that. I'm trying to round off. So now, benefit of volunteering. So now, though you might not be paid like the way its salary is being done and all, or you are being paid monetarily, you might not be paid. Yes, no financial reward involved. But trust me, these are the things to benefit. Time will fail me to really deal on this, but I'm sure most of us here, from this 10 points I've put here, you'll see that you one or two struck you most. And if you have anyone, you can use in the chat room. For me, it is becoming an inspiring role model and making long-lasting impact. The last 3 points for me, fun. I love fun personally. I might look serious, but anyway, I don't let me not deal on that. I love fun. Any place there's no fun, I don't think I can really thrive there. So, but these are the gains, okay? These are things you gain while volunteering. So it's going to improve your self-confidence. I'm sure some of you might not have even done public speaking before or presentation before, but decided to volunteer maybe for your group and you saw yourself speaking. Trust me, do it 2 or 3 times again, and before you know what happens, you're already becoming pro. It all starts from somewhere. But if you say, oh, I don't know how to do it, and just stay there, that's how it will be. Okay, so time will really fail me to really talk about this, but trust me, these are the benefits and they are really mind-blowing. Can we still hear me, please? I told us to type the one or the two of them or which of them struck you most, okay, from these benefits. Is it getting you out of your comfort zone? Is it combating depression? Is it improving your self-esteem? Anything you're looking for, you can get it in volunteering. There's a way you can change, being volunteering, you can transform it to making it, you get to make money from it. Anyway, maybe time will fail me to say that, but don't think you just be volunteering for free. A time will come because you are experienced in that field, you will be employed, and what happens? Because you volunteered, okay? Because you volunteered in so space, you got that fellowship, you got that grant, you got that scholarship. So it's amazing. And from there, you make that, that you build influence and all that. Income comes, you generate income and all that. Let me quickly move, please. Now, these are the challenges. We talked about benefit. I said there are challenges. So don't think is something that will be smooth. I'm not going to tell you it's a smooth thing. I know what I've faced in the past months personally, all because I'm volunteering. Sometimes I ask myself, Omo, might I just face my work that pays me money, I beg. But because it's a passion, it's something I'm very interested in. Okay, I have to do it. I choose to do it. Okay, so these are some of the challenges. Not limited to these three, but most times these are the challenges. People say, "Oh, they don't have time. How can I balance it with my personal life? How can I balance it with my professional life, and all that?" So time commitment can be a constraint. Emotional strain. You have some hardship you are facing, you are battling with, and you're still thinking of helping a community. How do you want to balance it? Especially if you're in Nigeria, you're thinking of this and that. Okay, we know how the country is, we know what is happening in the country for those of us in Nigeria, right? So it can be telling actually, but because you choose to really just remember your why. Remember the why I talked about initially. When you remember it and you make it strong, you can stay true. Can we still hear me? But don't tell me, oh, because you don't have time, that's why I cannot volunteer. Don't tell me because you have a challenge or you are dealing with something. You trust me, everyone volunteering has different things they are dealing with. Even the rich people have something they are dealing with. Just that they choose not to, focus on that. Now, resources limitation. Yes, you can choose to volunteer in that particular organization. You have so many projects to carry out, but funds can be limited. It can also be a challenge, but there are ways to overcome it, okay? So by the time everyone pulls together different things as volunteers in that organization, they get to overcome it, all right? So that's the amazing part of it. It's part of the principles I talked about initially. If you're still with me, please let me know. If you're still with me, please go and type, following or something. Let me know you can still hear me. So now let's talk about sharing your story quickly. So why should you share your story? Because some of you are choosing to volunteer, but what happened? You don't share your story. We can't see it. If I say show me, send me your social media handle, to your active social, just two of them or even one. Some of you can't say anything. You can't talk about what you do there. It's part of why this section is being kept in the last phase, so that you would, your mindset will shift and you get to understand that, please, it's time for you to start sharing your story, okay? These are the reasons why you should share your story. It's going to inspire other people to do more. When you shine your light, other people's light get to shine. Give room for other people's light to shine. Now that you're already getting to be a graduate of GSA, don't keep it to yourself. All the things you've learned. That's why today's report, mark that. We told you, do a video with you and your guest. You and your guest must show. It's either you and your guest talk in that video or only you talk. But that's you and your guest have to show in that video. That was what the report said. Okay. So you need to create awareness. Some of you did that already in your GSAT. So please don't keep it all to yourself. Tell other people. So personally, I'm so excited whenever I'm being called to talk about things that relates to environmental sustainability, because it's not me. It helps to create more awareness. That's why you always see the different international days of this and that. It's to create our people need to know these things, okay? And when you get to know it, why do you keep it to yourself? Tell other people so that they can take action. So it's when they are aware, they get to take action. And when they get to take action, they get to adopt, the policies involved. So now it helps you to build connection. Trust me, because of I shared my story, I have been able to build connection with amazing people. Thank God to social media. I'm still coming to that part. Thank God I'm sure because you too, some of you have shared your stories here, okay? And you know what it has helped you. So these are the reasons. Time will fail me to really talk on them, but trust me, it's not limited to these 5 points. So please share your story, ensure you share it, maximize the use of social media. You are going to be educating people when you do that. People are not aware. Some people don't think everybody is aware. And when you are sharing your story, it's a story, okay? Make it relatable, okay? Make it relatable. There are different things you can share. So don't feel like, oh, you don't know how to talk. You mustn't talk. Maybe you're someone that likes to write. So you can write. Some of you wrote beautiful poems today on your optional task. Very amazing. You can write poems. You can write articles. Depend. Just find something that you can really do no matter what, no matter how tired you are. If they wake you up from sleep, you can do. Some of you can draw. So you're talented. Everybody are creative. Everybody is a creative. So feel free to share your story, okay? It's your story and it's going to be authentic. All right, so just understand that your voice matters. If you're still with me, please go and put that in the chat room. You can put that in the general group too. Your voice matters. And when you get to share your experiences, you're inspiring others, you're creating a brighter future for all. So you can put that in the chat room. When I share my story, I am creating a brighter future for all. So for the sustainable development goals, for those of you that are conversant with it, you see that most of the goals are always put in for all because we want to carry everybody along. Want to carry everybody along, okay? Your voice matters too. Your voice counts. Now let me quickly run us to this, telling your stories of impact. So in all you're getting, get understanding. So get wisdom. Tell your neighbor, get wisdom. Get wisdom. For those of you that feel like social media is something that you don't like to be on social media, honestly, change that mindset today. And it's high time you start maximizing the use of social media. Now, Plugin Nigeria, all because of social media, Plugin Nigeria came together and we have connected different people. We're in the 27th cohort, and 26 cohorts have learned all these things and more, all because of social media. Okay, so utilize the great use of it. Okay, if you volunteer, put it in places possible that you volunteer. Let people see it. Let the world see it. Lead by example. And for those of you that have social media handles and you've not optimized it, we go to your social media handles and all you are putting there is bad belly people, stay far away, yare, this or that, is I don't want to say so much on this in this stream in this live stream, but all I'm saying is optimize it. I'm not saying you should go and put everything green, that you're making impact here and there, but honestly ensure that people get to know that, oh, this is what you do. If you tell me, oh, you're a civil engineer, and see it there that you are a civil engineer, you're a volunteer in social space, let them know, let the world see your identity, portray it, build your personal brand, okay? Impact project development. For those of you that are pluggers here, if you go for a plugin episode, why don't you put it there that you went for it? You joined so number of people to do so number to pick up trash in this particular location, and this is the result, this is the output. Okay, talk about it. You never can tell who you are inspiring. Okay, honestly, time is just running. See, it's almost 9 o'clock. Let me be rounding off. So share your story there. Please, like I said, keep your relevant. Let people get to see it and know that we are mentioning so person, so field. Your name should come in first. What example can I give now? You are a doctor, medical doctor, and they're looking for the best first people that are really best in their field. They should mention your name first, especially if you're someone practicing it already. Okay, so that's what we are saying. So I'm going to round off in this social media telling of story thing by saying we are in the 21st century. Build your competence. Okay, shine your light. If you can pick any point here, just go and type it in the chat room if you're still with me. Shine your light, tell your stories, radiate your works of impact. Okay, all the skills that you possess, let the world know about it. Make use of LinkedIn. Okay, LinkedIn now is the online CV. Personally, I've gotten some jobs today or because people went through my social media page and they saw what I'm doing and said, who is this lady? Please let me interview her. And it's not about just putting all those things on social media and using AI to generate whatever caption. It's about you really portraying it, that this is who you are. That's why we say be authentic, okay? So let me quickly run. So like I said, be the first that will come to people's mind when someone is needed. Now, these are examples of people that have shared their story. If you know any of the founder, go and type in the chat room. Now, I can't even talk about it without putting Plugin Nigeria first. So founder of Plugin Nigeria, you already know him. He talked with us yesterday night. Okay, he has shared his story, still sharing his story. Okay, so because of him, Plugin Nigeria was founded, and people are helping to promote and propagate the gospel. You Recycle Initiative, this is like 5 out of the numerous organizations out there. It's not about you saying you want to found an NGO. I'm only talking about people that share their story, okay? Especially in the social impact space. Founder of Eco Champ, if you know any of them, you can go and type it in the chat, or you can just screenshot this and go and find out who this founder. It trained, okay, Abby. What's the past tense of trend? No, it's still trending anyway. Don't mind me. Now, founder of the faithful. These are some of the organizations that I actually work with. So that's why I put them here, because it's really outstanding for me. So like I said, it's not limited to this. You can screenshot and go and find out who these founders are. Is it that some of us don't know the founders? I can't even say anybody's name. Okay, some of us know one person. Amazing. So that is it. So the next move I want you to do is for you to share your story. Okay, that happened to you in this academy, please share it. Share it. Never can tell who is reading. When we call for the next, remember we said it's not stopping here. We'll be doing the next GSA soon. When we call for publicity, there's a publicity group already safe. When we call for it, join the group. And before that period comes, please start sharing your story from tonight, okay? From tonight. By the time you finish graduating and we say generate your flyer, there will be we even told you at the beginning of the academy. Some of you did not even do it. Share it. Some of you did not tag it's not about us saying tag the organization because we want to promote Plugin Nigeria. It's not about that. It's about you too. It's not about projecting the academy, but inspire someone that can see your post and also turn their green switch on. Okay? Because of you, someone's green switch will be turned on and be eco-conscious, just the way the past 26 previous academies have done. So I'm concluding here by saying that volunteerism is a powerful force driving positive change. So please be part of it. Like I said, before you can be a part of it, you need to be selfless. You need to have that heart to give without getting anything in return in terms of money. Okay? So share your story. Don't say, yo, you volunteer and you're just keeping mute in that space. And you say, I don't like social media. Oh, I don't like this. Nobody's saying you should go and share your personal life. Okay, share the most important thing and you move on. People can share their personal life. Oh, when they travel so, and they'll put it. They were not saying, oh, do all that. We're only saying that make sure that somebody knows that, oh, you do this. Sorry, I don't know. Probably is the now. Okay, I think network is poor too. But can we hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm rounding up. You can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you
So
now.
I was asking. Okay, thank God. Thank God. I'm rounding off so that I can go back to WhatsApp. So create a more compassionate and thriving world for all. Okay, together we can do it. One person cannot achieve the sustainable development goals. One person cannot make a difference. Okay, we need to do it all together. So I'm asking if you agree to all those things that we've said from the beginning. So I'm stopping here because of time. Sorry, I've taken more than the stipulated time, but I'm sure we got value. Please, if you got value, let me know. If you got value, let me know. So you have further inquiries, you can send a message to me, or please just contact Plugin Nigeria, okay? And to any of the GSAMs too, you can reach out to any of them if you have a question on social topic, okay? Maybe they must have treated. So feel free, like we said, and ensure that um you are part of the great movement we are doing. Don't keep it to yourself. So can we still hear me? So I'll open the room for questions. If you have questions, quickly ask your question. Sorry. Okay. Amazing. Please, do we have question? If we don't have, so that we can move to the we can move to sorry, I just want to turn my video on so that this you see a bit of how the shape of my face look like. But this is not my real face, okay? So I'm waiting for our questions. If you have questions, please type it. If you got value, let me know. So if you don't have questions, I'll be closing the room now. Be ending this live section. We have a lot of things to still do this night. And I don't intend to keep us later than normally on graduation night. We keep, because of how it goes, we stay longer than time. Please bear with us because we'll stay longer than time today. But trust me, you will love it. But we ensure it's not going to be so much longer, okay? Because we can't say everything tonight, but we'll do the most important tonight. So get ready. Your GSAC presentation results will be said at award night is there. So we're going to be doing something shortly before then. So please stay with us because we need to catch some crews in the chat room. Okay, we talked about fun. Some of you did not bring in the fun, but we want to bring in the fun before we end it. So we have some things to do for the fun to for the fun to be ignited. So please join in the fun. What else do I have to say? It's like there's no question. Okay. I think we understand the assignment anyway. Please, if you don't have question, let me know. They said if someone finish a presentation and there's no questions, two things are involved. It's either they don't understand at all or they've got everything. So which one? Where do you stand? I want to end this live section now. Where do you stand, please? So what are you doing? What's your next move? By the time you are done and we talk about, okay, we are done with GS, so what do you want to go do? Are you going to share it on your social media and that, oh, you did this and that, these are what you did? Are you going to, or you just say, oh, I beg, what are they even saying? Will you find a movement to join? If you are not a plugger yet, we're going to show you how you can become one. There are different clubs. Anyway, more information will be part. Because of time, I might not be able to say it here. So please join something, okay? It's not necessarily you have to be part of Plugin Nigeria, the other organizations. So find a movement and join. And like I said, don't just join, be active. Don't just be active, share your story. Don't just share your story only one day. Continue sharing it. There are different things to talk about, okay? All right, so at this juncture, trust me, this is a topic I love talking about. In the search talk about, I'll keep on talking about it till Jesus comes. So please, but time will fail us. Let's quickly run. So if you don't have question, I think we'll just move to the chat room. What I want to do for me as we're moving to the chat room is, okay, you share your whole experience, amazing. You will find a movement to join. Okay, I can see our next move. You got value, understand everything, okay? Thank you so much for sticking with me. Thank you, Plugin Nigeria, for this opportunity. Thank you, all my GSAMs, for making this to, this is the very last lecture of GSA 27. I'm so excited to round off the section and to have impacted one or two things to us. Thank you for listening. Thank you for making it very active. I'm so excited that we'll learn something. All right. So you two can make a difference. All right. So as I say, I want you to just do something for me. Just go to the chat room, go and type in something that struck you most from this section. I'll be ending the section and I'll join you all there. So just go and type it while we move to the I'm going to be ending the section now. All right. And to those who are not, who are on YouTube, thank you for streaming. To those who are not part of, thank you, Chief Blogger. Thank you, dear host, for making this possible. All right, everyone. See us in the chat room. Bye for now. Like I said, go and type in what you learned in the chat room. Don't keep mute. I'm coming in right away. Okay? Are you ready? Okay, bye. First, please, you can end this meeting. I think I'll just do it from my end. Okay, I'll just do it from my end. Okay, let me just do